Hey, it's me Tiffany, welcome back to my channel. Today we're watching episode 10, I think it's 10, of ABO Desire. Today's the earthquake episode, when everything comes clean. Hua Yong, your secrets are out. I'm excited to see how that's gonna go. We left off with Hua Yong leaving, or disappearing again, you know, and it's, at first I was confused, then I realized, oh, this is to test how much Sensao has feelings for you and how much he is in Sensao's heart. So yeah, it does make sense now to me, and I'm excited to see how like things are gonna be revealed. Obviously, how does, because I've seen the like the preview clips of like Hua Yong and Sensao. I think it's in some kind of, I think, garage or whatever it is, but like they obviously meet each other again, and how does that lead to obviously the what's it called, earthquake scene. So yeah, excited. So without further ado, let's go. Oh yeah, he's pregnant now. I totally forgot, guys. How could I forget about this?
旷工3天，还继续请假，你脑子进水了？
你脑子才进水，你每天就。I'm so mad. I need to shut up. Oh my god. I apologize for my actions. I was really mean of me to do that. No, I apologize, but I'm just really mad because why every fucking time I say this every reaction that I overreact with Shen WenLang, and I think I do. I don't think anybody else reacts the way I do react, because I just like, it's just so frustrating.
好，不好意思啊，我马上就到。沈先生，或许未来有一天，你会发现，我没有你想象的那么好。到那个时候。 到那个时候，也会发现，其实我也就那样。
So in turn, it's like he's trying to make sure that if I like if he finds something out about him, aka his manipulation and all the stuff that he's done, will you still like love me in that sense? And he's got the answer. He's like, that's the answers he's been looking for. He will. The person that it's the person that he loves, not the things that is done, you know. But we all know, like, it's different, you know. It's different from what he's done to like what he's verbally said.
难不成真的是你串通了那个 Omega？ 我没有，开玩笑的。
It's not funny. You need to stop saying that. It's not funny.
我们认识这么久了，你是什么样的人，我还不清楚。
Oh, you don't. You actually don't fucking know.
死里的榆木脑袋。 联合外人算计我的可能性，比外星人攻打地球的可能性还低。
Okay, I think this is a good time for me to talk about this because it's something that I've been hearing a lot. In many ways, I do agree, but I think it's gone to an extent where a lot of people are blaming Gou Tu for what happened, and I don't agree with that because once again, it was unconsensual. Obviously, and it is what it is, but also I think regardless of the event that happened last episode, one thing that I think people miss about Gou Tu as a character is that there is a part of him that is deceiving Shen WenLang for the past, was it 10 years, 15 years they've known each other, and we should not see that because we feel bad for him. I think that's something which made me kind of think about all the characters in the series. And one thing as I think why we love this series so much is that every character is a morally gray character. There's always something that we can love about these characters and we feel bad for them, but at the same time we need to like think about like these are morally bad actions that these people are doing. I think if you rank them, I think it goes like how like toxic they are in this is, I think Hua Yong obviously our king manipulator here, Shen WenLang, toxic in the sense of he's omega phobic and just his action and his words, he's an idiot. I would say Gou Tu is third, and many ways I would also say Gou Tu is second if you really look at it clearly. But at the same time, I think that because of kind of like, I don't know, I just hate Shen WenLang so much, so I put Shen WenLang higher. And then since I was last, even though he's still like, it's not saying that because he's last he's an amazing character. No, I think he's still a horrible person. I think the series has made him like, we skipped a lot of the horrible part of it, but at the same time, like, he's still an S tier alpha. You know, it's known that these people are egotistical, thinks they're better than everybody. It's shown throughout the series that he's a little bit that too, and just I think especially when Shen WenLang and Gou Tu are together, you can see that kind of ego and that kind of like, I'm better than you kind of characteristics coming out. And then just the way he's kind of presented, I think, to like, he just sleeps with omegas and like doesn't have relationships, and like, you know, he thinks he's better than everybody else in that sense, that because he's a CEO as well too. And because of that, you know, he's also in many ways a morally gray character. He's also done like some, you know, you're looking at his like business tactics, he's obviously done some negative things to HS holding, no, that's X holding, HS whatever, Shen WenLang's business. So like that, you know, that sense well too. And then Gou Tu, obviously, he has been deceiving and pretending to be a beta. Like, yes, we understand that the beta thing comes from stemming from a childhood kind of trauma event that happened because his dad and his mom and all that kind of stuff causes him to become a beta. And then when he met Shen WenLang, he found out that he doesn't like omega, so he continued that process. I think in that, like, you know, do we fully blame him for the beta thing? Not really, but like, he also has the ability to like come clean to it. But I think it's the hard part is that it stems from a childhood traumatic event, I guess, in many ways, because like you see his mom like begging him like, don't tell anybody you were an omega, you're a beta, you know, you have, as like, but when you're a child, you're kind of, he's conditioned into that, so like he thinks that is what he has to do. And it also, now meeting this horrible man called Shen WenLang, it further like supported that action, I guess. But like, it's still like, there is that sense of like the lying that he's done for the entire relationship with Shen WenLang. Yeah, so like, you know, like, that's what, but the thing is like, even though they're morally gray characters, we can acknowledge that and feel bad at the same time. I feel like people online right now is choosing like, Gou Tu was a bad person and X, Y, and Z, but Gou Tu needs to be protected, and WenLang needs to be killed because X, Y, and Z. Both feelings can be present at this, and we can feel bad, but be aware and acknowledge that he also has done bad things. You know, it's a lot of things I've noticed in like, just like in not just this series, but in a lot of series where people need the black and white. There can't be a gray, and I like to point out the gray. It's okay to feel both emotions. Feeling both emotions is strong. Realizing that you're able to feel those emotions and see those feelings is very important. Once again, the psychology of me is coming out, but yeah, just something I talk about too here. So, oh, I can't tell what's cracking, but something's cracking. The ceiling. Yeah. It's revealed! It's revealed! Oh my god! He's using his Enigma pheromones. The way that, like, he's probably more hurt and the only thing he cares about is his safety and his, like, how he's feeling. Bro. Ooh, he's connecting the dots. Oh, then that means he knows that he's from X Holding. Oh shit.
你 就是 X 控股那个神秘人。你不要生气。
Oh no! Oh god. Oh, I need more. I need more. Like, this is like the episode. You know, we're like stuck right there. It's crazy. But yeah, that's my reaction to episode 10 of Desire, ABO Desire, and yeah, everything's out, I guess. This is a scene that I have a really clear like memory of reading, and it playing out live action wise is just like, I don't know. Once again, like if you guys watch enough of my reactions, and especially the ones that I have read the novels for, my image coming to life is always the most fascinating thing ever. And me, like, I have the visuals in my head and seeing it like move and like just kind of like seeing how close I can imagine, like, from the obviously novels and series are different and they get to have different artistic choices, but like a lot of the time, like, the imagery coming to life is, and the similarities to almost like, I will say 80% to most of the stuff that I read, it's like, I don't know, it's just like a fun feeling. It's like, huh, wow, I have the same thought as like whoever's producing this series and stuff. But yeah, I don't know how I guess, like, it's hard to say right now because I know how this is gonna go on next episode, but at the same time I'm like very curious on how they're gonna change Shen WenLang and Gou Tu story, and just how, I don't know, I thought we were gonna see maybe like him like throwing up a little bit, kind of the reactions of being in early like terms of it, in the earlier term of pregnancy, but we didn't see any of that. I thought we were gonna see that in the bathroom scene, but yeah, we'll see. We have time. We have like 6 episodes, 4 episodes, 6 episodes I think left of the series, but yeah. For Shen Xiaoyou, I think this entire, like, the first, like, I will say, like, the 70% of this episode was just kind of trying, Hua Yong was trying hard to kind of see, to an extent, like, it's like how, like, I think the best analogy I can put it is, like, in the beginning of the series, we see a lot of Gou Tu, Shen Xiaoyou eating and doing a lot of things that he does not like that Hua Yong gives. It's kind of like testing him and trying to see like what he, you know, trying to change him and allow him to just sit with this discomfort and the dislike, I guess. And then now kind of the bigger world of it is like practicing, like, okay, like, if I'm like this or that, if I lie to you, or like I'm not the person you thought you were, that I was, how are you gonna accept it? And like the constant response has always been, I don't care what you are, the flaws you have, I just like you for you, you know, kind of thing. Obviously that's not the case, because that's a fucking big ass lie that you put on, and the manipulation and everything that you've done, and you are, I think in addition to that, you are the owner, the mastermind behind X Holding, the person that he fucking hates the most right now too. So it's like, damn, that's like double hard, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, and I really love that scene in the kitchen when they were doing the cake thing, because it just feels so, it's like a part I think I tend to forget too, but it's like that moment maybe like, oh my god, yes, I fully forgot. I can't look at Hua Yong like he's only manipulating, but he's also sacrificing a lot of himself in the way he is, right? He has many ways changed himself, and you know, he is an enigma. He is the most powerful being in this world, and for him to be the more submissive one, the one that is more, you know, listening to the S tier alpha character, it takes a lot for them to kind of bring down that ego, I guess, that is like natural to these, like, you know, the more higher ranking S tier alphas or the enigmas, and all more to that is that, like, he even just like the way he acts and the way he's wrong. But another thing is that it is something that I like lost. I was gonna say something and I forgot what it is, and I'm trying to like, and I remember something else I want to say, so I'm like kind of moved to that one to say. But yeah, okay, I forgot what I was trying to say. But he's like the way that like they're acting and the way Enigma Hua Yong is being, it is like cooking and just like taking care of Senseo and all that kind of like that's what he wants to be. Like that's what he's trained himself to become. Like if he won't go back. Well, I guess he still has to because he has to make money and all that kind of stuff and control stuff. But like, you know, he's willing to be this version of Hua Yong that Senseo loves. Like he's willing to do that, and he's willing to sacrifice everything else to stay that way. Like I think a few episodes back, he's like, I will do anything to be by Senseo's side, and even like hurting himself. I think it's pretty clear he's done that multiple times. And what I was just kind of like, as I was talking, I brought up what came up to my mind was like, oh yeah, this like reveal that he is an Enigma or to Senseo right now an S tier alpha, because once again Enigmas are so rare that they don't really, not a lot of people believe that they're a thing. So for him to think, oh my god, you're really strong, you're also an S tier alpha, that's like the closest like he can like kind of like register in his mind, I guess, because he also doesn't believe in Enigmas. We established in episode 1, but there's that. But him revealing this was not part of his plan at all. Like for him, he was willing to hide that part of him entire life and change to become an Omega liked person, or even like you said, like if he doesn't like Omegas or like want to mark the Omega, he becomes a Beta kind of character. So he's never was gonna reveal that he was an Enigma until, because of this obviously earthquake, he had to. So yeah, so that's that part of his plan. So I kind of you kind of see his like fear and his like, you know, like his mind is scrambling a little bit. Obviously, he is bleeding out too, so we understand that he's like only says like, "I'm sorry, I can't." Like, you know, yeah. Here's another thing that I wanted to say, but I totally like forgot. Honestly, I don't know why I'm like blanking right now. I'm so tired. What was it? It was something about Hua Yong as well. I don't remember, but yeah, Hua Yong. Like, I guess like the thing is like we forget. I think mostly me. I forget that like all of this manipulation isn't at the end to reveal a great giant thing and like, okay, my plan is accomplished now. It's time for me to walk up to Senseo and like, you fell in love with me, but actually I'm an Enigma. I'm this and that. Like that was never the case. And for some reason I keep forgetting that. And like what at the end of the day is that he was willing to be an Omega for his S tier alpha. That's what he is. He was always gonna hide the fact that he's an Enigma. And I forget about that. And so when he's like acting all like, you know, more softer, Omega like that is what he truly wanted to become. And what he was willing to live for the rest of his life to be. Not that the X-holding mastermind. That's a side of him that he was never going to reveal to Senseo, but he had to reveal it now for their safety. So yeah. I'm gonna keep that in mind. That's pretty much it for my reaction. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on my social media link down below. See you next time. Bye.